Welcome back, trainers. I don't even know what to say. Well, I do because I'm going to have to talk right now, but this is insane because we are getting Alolan form Pokemon in a few weeks. This was just announced. It just oh, I was just about to get up and go grind some more ho-ohs to try to find shiny, which I probably will do. But I'm just overwhelmed by what is happening right now. So we're gonna go over this, guys, and then we're gonna go over all of the Alolan form Pokemon just so you have a visual, because this is a fairly new introduction to the Pokemon universe, introduced in Sun and Moon. All right, well, we'll read some of this here. We'll read it all. So if you're new to Pokemon, you probably have no idea what's going on with these Alolan forms. If you haven't played the main series games recently either. So basically what's going on is these Pokemon are on an island, essentially kind of like Hawaii, except for there's like snowy parts of this island. And a lot of these Pokemon have evolved and adapted to their environment on this island, okay? So you're going to see Ninetales going from fire to ice. You're going to see Exeggutor going from psychic grass to being part dragon. You're going to see Muck turn into a part dark type. It's going to be crazy. So we're going to take a look at all of those here in just a second. So my mind is going wild. Just when you think you can have a little downtime, they pop some crazy information like this, which is good. I am super happy. Trainers, sunny days are ahead. Whether your forecast calls for rain or shine, we're celebrating all around the world by introducing some special Pokemon from the tropical Alolan region to Pokemon GO. Get ready for some Pokemon originally discovered in the Kanto region to appear in their Alolan forms. These unique variants were first seen in Pokemon Sun and Moon video games, and they will make their way to Pokemon GO in the coming weeks. Keep an eye out for the news related to this exciting change. So there you have it, trainers. Wow. What? Okay, so yeah, we're going to go over them, all of them, right now and see what we have. See how their typing has changed and just see what they look like. Let's go. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at all of the forms. And I just want to say this before anybody else does, that we probably will, I don't know. There's a thing in the Sun and Moon and in the animated series where a Pokedex becomes alive. So a Pokemon enters it, and a Rodom, and it becomes the Rodom Dex. So we have a potential to see a new Pokedex that can like interact with us and talk to us, because that's what it does. But we'll just have to wait and see, because I don't know. This is just also crazy to me right now. So we're going to clear up the air for you so you understand. For the people who've been out of the loop of Pokemon or just were not into it up until Pokemon GO, so these Alolan forms are probably like right over your head. You have like no idea what's going on. So we have Ratatat. It turns into dark and normal type. And if you're wondering, well, do they evolve from these? No. They're complete. I know, there's so much stuff to be answered if you had no idea. No, they don't evolve. They're strictly their own separate form. Just think as a split evolution, except for it never does evolve. Like, you know, it's just that way. Just two different forms, okay? So we have Ratatat. Starts off normal. Then it goes to dark normal. Well, it doesn't go to. Its variance form has dark and normal. Then we have Raticate. And then it turns into a dark and normal type. And then Raichu goes to Electric Psychic, which we're going to be looking at these. We're going to go into each one and just take a look, you know, really quick. I absolutely love that Raichu. The way it looks, fantastic. The Alolan one. Sandshrew goes to Ice and Steel type. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So, yes, Sandshrew from ground to Ice and Steel. Then Sandslash, ground to Ice and Steel. Like I said, there's different parts of that island that were snowy, and then, you know, some of these fire and ground types evolved adapted into these types that you have here. Then we have Vulpix turning into ice, and then Ninetales going from fire, just like Vulpix, but then it changes into ice and then fairy type. It looks fantastic as well. We'll zoom in all those. So Diglett goes from ground to ground and steel type. Dugtrio goes from ground to ground and steel type as well with that silly hair. And I'm going to give you here, that hair is like part steel type. It's a fiber that I really kind of forgot about it, but it's this fiber that grows or like that forms in nature. So it's a natural forming like steel that looks kind of like hair. And that's what that is. I'm not too sure exactly how accurate that was, but somebody can correct me, of course, in the comments. Then we have Meowth that goes into, well, its other form has a dark type, and then Persian in dark type. So you know how I love Persian, but the thing is about this, I'm not really digging that cat though. It reminds me of like a Tomcat, old school cartoon or something like that. I just don't like that face. All right, but it's still gonna be cool. And then we have a Geodude going from rock ground to rock electric. And then a Graveler, the same as you could see, and their names are the same. Okay, their names are the same. The Alolan names are the same. They're just called Alolan and then Muck or Grimer or Golem. And then we have Golem, who goes from rock ground like the rest to rock electric type. All right, then we have Muck or a Grimer going to poison and dark. This is arguably probably one of the best, to be honest with you, because a dark and poison type is one of the best types in Pokemon. Seriously, period. It resists a ton of things, and it's weak to one thing, which is dark or ground. It's weak to ground, all right? And it looks amazing. Look at that Muck, rainbow color with like rocks that make it look like it has teeth and claws. I love it. And then we have one of the we have the silliest one of all. We have Exeggutor from grass and psychic to grass and dragon. So I mean, what? I want to know. All right, I was thinking about this a couple days ago. It's funny that they added these because I was actually thinking about these a few days ago. And what was I thinking? Like for this specific one right here, it's extremely tall. The Executor with that long neck. And I was thinking, how would they actually fit it into the image of where it shows its CP and you tap on it and then you power it up? Is its head gonna just like be super crazy tall and you're just not gonna be able to see it? Or I'm pretty sure what they're gonna do is just zoom it out. It's just gonna look very small. And then when you're gym battling or raiding, it's gonna look ridiculously big. I can't wait to see one of those at the top of a gym. Now that's gonna be hilarious. All right, now let's go from we have Marowak. That's gonna go to fire and ghost type. As you can see, that looks quite cool, right? All right, so let's go ahead and go into these really quick. Okay, so we're actually just gonna look at their pictures and see what we have here. Because I mean, that's all we really need to see right now. We know what type they are. We'll see what moves they have when they come out. So there is the Alolan Muck or Marowak. There is the Exeggutor form. And that thing on its tail behind it is actually has a face with these weird lips. So very silly, isn't it? All right, now my favorite one's going to be this one right here, Muck. This one is just amazing. I mean, look at it. I can't wait, guys. This is just going to be crazy cool. So it looks like I can just go over instead of actually just... okay, there we go. So you can see their normal form. I am not a fan of this thing, to be honest with you. The whole mustache looks silly, and then it looks like it has chest hair as well. I mean, it's cool. It's pretty strong, I think, but it's just like, And then you have its regular form there. And there's his Alolan form. There we go. He looks pretty funny. So this is going to be... I'm trying to wonder how this is going to work. They're just going to have them spawn, I suppose. And you catch them because you can't evolve them. Like if you have a Meowth, you can't just evolve into the Alolan form Persian. You have to have this form right here. And then you evolve into it. And you can't get regular Meowth, and have it change into this form. You have to actually physically catch the Alolan form. They don't evolve from the original stages. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how they drop this. Probably, yeah, this is probably going to drop in the wild. So this one right here is probably making a lot of you crack up because that is hilarious. When I first seen it, I was like, what is this goofy thing? But it's part steel type, and that hair is apparently steel, part steel. So that's what that is all about. And then you have the normal form, of course. And then the little cute Diglett with the 3 strands of metal fibers coming out of its head. Pretty hilarious. Alright, and there you go. That is the Ninetales form right there. Ice type. Looks fantastic. Can't wait to have one of those. Probably gonna, I don't know, it might be alright. But we're just gonna have to wait and see for the whole stats and all that stuff. And for a Pokemon Go, that is. Because this really threw me off. Because it's quite random. But hey, that works. More content. More power to the players, right? And look at that form. Looks pretty cool, huh? Funny, going from a ground to a steel and ice type. Like, what? And his head looks like a what? I already know. I'm just waiting for you to see if you can figure it out. An igloo. Looks like an igloo. There's normal form. There you have it, folks. Aside from Muck, this is going to be my second favorite. If anything, Muck and this one are going to be number 1 for me. Not because of what it does or its moves or its typing, but because of what it looks like. I mean, it looks so cool. I love those eyes. I like the color. Everything about it just looks really amazing to me. So I'm really excited to see this, and I can't wait to find myself one. I wonder how rare these are going to be. Like, and the Pokemon Go sprites are going to be, woo! I can just imagine. They've been doing a great job on all of them. So for all these Alolan forms, they're going to probably look pretty cool. And that is, yeah, pretty silly. Basically looks like a hamster with food in its cheeks. Something. Guinea pig. And there's the last one, folks. So there you have it. We're getting these in the weeks to come. So I'll keep you posted, trainers. Hope this helped you out and cleared up the air on quite a few things and questions you had. For a lot of people who know Pokemon or know the main series games, this is old news to you. And yeah, you didn't really need all that information, but there's a ton of new people that are playing Pokemon Go that don't even know about these forms and never even heard about them or, you know, knew they're in existence. So I'm just bringing them up to speed. And with that said, trainers, thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you on my next video. Remember, I have a Mewtwo Raid later today, and we're going to be taken out with 3 people. Maybe I'll get a 100. Take care, trainers.